Today we have this 1961 LC Smith Super Speed vintage desktop typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. It's got a 14-inch platen, so it's wider than your average, which is around 10. And the margins are located behind this flip panel, and you just push down and move them like this on each side, and that's where you'll stop. I like to set them up at the beginning and the end of the page. This model also has a magic margin function with this lever. If you push it down or up, it'll set that margin automatically, but the string, it has a string that connects that so it functions correctly, is broken off. So if you want to make that work, you have to load your own string, which I did not do with this. This is your adjustable paper guide where you can adjust. I like to set it up right at the edge of the platen, so that helps you feed the paper in straight. And it's also missing a paper bail that sits on top of the paper to hold it down, which is not really necessary in this model because it has this feature here where it holds it down already for you, so that paper bail that sits on top is just an added luxury feature basically. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the page. You have this line space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip this down to the 2. There's a 2 number there, and that'll skip 2. Flip it down 1 more to 3, and that skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single for now and finish typing. And that's all the keys. As you can see, they all type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on the next line. They call it a super speed for a reason. It types very fast, however fast you want to go, and you can speed that up by the touch control, which I'll show you in a minute. We're just going to get a close-up on that print. It looks really good. LC Smith merged with Corona, and they made some of the best typewriters during this area, so you can't go wrong with this brand, especially at this era, because after the 70s or so, they all started making them overseas, and they were plastic, cheap parts. These are all still made from good parts, really heavy and sturdy. Can't make them like this anymore, so you got to go with these old models if you want something reliable. To pull the page out easy, you just flip that switch to the front or down, and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the paper out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock or multiple pages. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it will not load correctly. We're going to put the carriage back in the middle, and you have a backspace on the left side of the keyboard here. That works good. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, you just hit the shift button again. The tab function is up top here, and it's got like a space bar to hit it, and if you don't have a tab set, it'll go all the way to the end of the margin. So we're going to set a tab somewhere in the middle by hitting this tab set button right there, and then when you hit that, it stops at that spot. And you can set as many as you want. To clear it, just hit that clear button, and it'll go all the way to the end. With this model, you want to keep one set somewhere in the middle, so that way if that accidentally gets hit or you hit it to test it, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. You get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that will lock the keys so it can't type past it. But if you need to finish a word past that margin, you just hit the margin release, and it will allow you to keep typing past that margin. That works good. Open the hood. We got our spools and touch controls right here. And the farther right you go, the less touch control that you have as far as tension, and the farther left you go, it goes all the way up to 6. There's more tension when you hit the keys. They respond faster, but you got to hit them harder. So for more advanced typers, that's what you'd want to use. I like to have it all the way to the end because I'm used to typing on computers, so I don't have to hit the keys that hard. This is your all tab reset. So if you push that down, all the tabs that are set are going to be reset. So now we're going to test that again. It goes all the way to the end. We're going to reset one right there. But if you want to clear them all and just start over, that's how you do that. And you got a carriage release on this side here. We got them on both sides. And when you push that down, you can control the carriage freely. This lever, if you push it back, it'll disable the spacing mechanism. So if you need to find an exact spot on the page, you don't have to navigate through these spaces when you have it flipped up, and each one of those clicks is a space. So that works good. You can also use that function by pushing in this button. If you push it in, it's supposed to disable. There we go. That needs some oil, so I'm going to oil that when we're done with the video. But either way, you can use this and get that to disable the spacing. See? And that's about it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.